one amazing series of YA novels, an insatiable thirst to relive the glory that is K.A. Applegate's literary masterpiece. This is Fanimorphs, the Dork-Bajir Chronicles. Number 5, The Predator.
Hello, and welcome to the Dork-Bajir Chronicles, a Fanimorphs podcast where we read through the Animorphs series one book at a time, then talk about it every week. Today we'll be talking about Animorphs number 5, The Predator. My name is Mikhail, the host.
I am Tessa, the expert.
And I am Braden, the protoplasmic ooze from which all this has sprung.
And Braden will also pleasure us with his recap.
Woo!
Wow.
What a humdinger. Okay, so, I'm going to be quite honest with you. I just finished this one yesterday.
Perfect.
And I already don't remember a lot from the beginning.
It's from Marco's point of view.
Yeah,
and
it's number 5. It's from
good.
Marco's point of view, and it's called The Predator. Marco definitely has some of the funniest lines, but I think he very much distracts from the overall themes of the book and the storyline. But anyway, we begin with Marco walking home at like 10 at night with some milk and some M&Ms.
I think it's more like 7. It just gets dark fast because there's some place in America.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
And he's talking about how it's gotten dark and it's like dangerous out already, and you're like, then why the fuck are you out just for some M&Ms and some milk? This takes on odd, dangerous tone, like oddly political tones in the modern world. That's not a joke.
It's not. But he goes to like the 7-Eleven for milk, which was the one thing that kind of, when I read that as a kid, I was like, oh dang, people buy food at 7-Eleven? You just use the bathroom and then run away?
Can we talk about the fact that wasn't it iced tea and Skittles that Trayvon Martin bought?
Mm-hmm.
I know Skittles.
I think it was Arizona iced tea and Skittles, man.
It was just a snack.
Yeah, this is like an odd mirror of the Trayvon Martin situation. Trayvon Martin goes out for Skittles and an
morphs into a gorilla.
Jesus Christ, Mikhail.
Oh wait, I just realized how racist that was.
Yeah.
No, cut.
Mikhail! God!
That's not going to make it into the final cut.
The
I'll
whole
give you that
rest of
much.
the episode, I'm going to reference your gorilla reference at the beginning of the episode.
Oh my god.
God.
Can't hide your
I don't know
shame.
where I was going with that. Anyway, he saves an old man who's getting mugged by 3
Knife dudes.
3 dudes, and he turns into a gorilla to beat the shit out of them.
A little bit of guerrilla warfare, if you will.
Yep, that is the 5th time we have made that joke. Keep your fingers on the dial.
Number 7, you call in first and you win a cup.
Anyway, he beats the thugs. One of them pulls a gun. He knocks it out of their hand. And then the old man he was trying to save is like, monster! Like, because people are fucking idiots and can't notice when their lives have been saved. And the old man tries to shoot him, and he runs away. And he doesn't get his M&Ms and his milk.
It's poor, sad dad, no milk.
No
No 7-Eleven milk for this poor, sad dad.
You think his dad masturbates a lot?
His dad is too sad to masturbate.
Impossible.
He watches, he tries to masturbate while he's watching, ESPN.
Yeah. Okay. No.
Wait. Like when he's waiting for news of his dead wife?
I thought
Is that what you mean?
I thought ESPN was the sports network.
No,
oh yeah,
ESPN
right. I
is
was thinking of
sports one.
CNN. He's waiting for his dead wife to show up on the court and dunk some hoops.
No, he's just like, oh god. It would be.
He watches the WNBA.
No, he's just like Kobe buckets. Except no, it's the 90s, so it's just Shaquille O'Neal. Put your strong arms around me, Shaquille. I need the love only another man can give me.
Space Jam. That's 90s, I think.
That
Anyways.
was Michael Jordan, not Shaquille O'Neal.
But back to
Oh my God.
Mikhail's point about never being too sad to masturbate. I have been so depressed. I was hallucinating that my roommate was a fucking monster. And I still found time to jerk off.
Yeah, man. It's an essential part of the day.
Oh God, I don't understand.
It is an essential part of the day, 6 times a day, at least.
Gosh.
Okay, so Marco ends up that whole first chapter with him like fighting for the old man and the old man not accepting it is honestly rather redundant, this whole book, because then he just shows up and he's like, and then he's telling the story to his friends and about how he's like, and it goes on about how he's like exaggerating it, and this is why I really imagine him with a Brooklyn accent, because he's like, I am Spider-Man, I am Wolverine, I am Batman,
Or at least Gorilla Boy.
Yeah.
Rachel interrupted.
and everyone's busting his balls, and he's like, whatever, what's the plan? And it never comes up that he saved this old man's life, but it's not part of the themes or anything like that.
And what happens is I'm playing Captain America. The old man loads the gun at me. I totally lost the milk in my bag of M&Ms.
So the real tragedy is the milk and M&Ms, not the dead mom or the...
No,
living in the
he
ghetto.
hasn't mentioned his dead mom yet. We're in the middle of chapter 2 where he
Anyway,
finally
yeah.
mentions that, my mom died 2 years ago. The body was never found. Her boat went out late at night. She was an experienced
Okay,
sailor.
whoa. We're way far away from that.
Okay.
Anyway, our new alien friend, Axe, whom it takes a break to mention the girls still think is a cutie patootie,
Oh, Axe, yeah.
mentions how he has a plan to call a Yeerk ship to them so he can take it back to his homeworld to see if he can speed up the Andalites getting to Earth.
And also because he's lonely. He's the only Andalite on Earth, except for Visser 3, who's a Yeerk.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to go home, man. Let him phone home.
E.T. reference.
90s.
Wasn't that 80s, actually?
I think it was like
80s.
late 80s.
High
early
school
90s.
Yeah.
sucked. Yeah, high school sucked.
Is that from E.T.? What?
It's a song, Mikhail. It's a song that Brayden
sorry.
just wrote just now.
Actually, it's by Filthy Frank.
Come on. That's when you say that you're Filthy Frank.
Hey, now. Okay. Big secret. I'm Filthy Frank.
Another big secret. Cassie's kind of Jake's girlfriend now.
Oh, yeah.
Line
Oh,
from
yeah.
the book. This is why Marco is my favorite
Well, like-
narrator, because he's so very clearly
Yeah.
Marco. He's like the one character that they write him, and he's just.
I mean, that's
you
just
know.
Marco saying it. Like, is Marco just being an asshole? Like, oh, those two are fucking...
No, but I see your point, Tessa. Like, as far as, like, the other ones have just a generic... Like, they have one characteristic.
generic, yeah.
Yeah, like Jake is the leader, and Rachel shops, and Cassie cares about animals.
And
very
Tobias
similar.
is a hawk.
Tobias is sad. It's really, and then like you'll get this when you read Acts because it's a very different perspective. But yeah, Marco is very much. Yeah, I make jokes all the time. Just his descriptions of things.
Yeah.
Even when he's doing the whole
Like,
half a
everyone
chapter. Oh yeah, this is what Yeerks are. This is what Andalites are. We turn into animals to fight the bad guys. Spiel. Every book of his, he makes it like a gag.
Mm-hmm. Every other book, like, everyone, like, Marco tells a joke, and I groaned. Marco can be kind of an asshole. But in Marco's books, it's like, I told a joke and no one laughed. I get no respect.
The funniest goddamn person in this room. No one takes me seriously. Yeah.
Anyway, Axe has this plan. They need some computer parts that they need to go to the mall to buy, and then they need a special, like, motherfucking Z-space transponder that goes through, like, zero space so
Once
they
we
can
learn more
travel
about Zero
faster
Space,
than light.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Fucking Zero
Actually,
Space.
it's not really that great,
It's
is it?
not. It's not. It's awful
Anyways.
and terrible. Anyway, so they're gonna help Axe out. What do they do, Braden?
They go to the mall.
They go to the mall.
And they
Axe in a
purchase-
human morph, which Marco talks about. He's strangely pretty. He's like a kind of ugly girl or a very pretty boy. Which is
totally.
all right, everybody else is coupling up. Maybe Marco and Axe get together?
Here, let me look at Animorphs number 8, the alien, because I assume this is... It shows an Andalite becoming a boy.
Yeah, no, that's Axe's first book.
Yeah, that's a Gormish looking fucking kid. Like that's Andre the Giant, but not that's one of those kids who has who's too big, so his blood doesn't pump fast enough.
Yeah.
So he doesn't
he's
get
got
it
a
all
GH
going to his
problem.
brain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean Axe can't get erections?
Probably not, no.
Oh, that's so sad.
Only one way to find
Can
out.
never masturbate. The pleasure
Write
of
some
being a
fan
human.
fiction.
Anyways, okay, so they know they need the Z-Space thing. What's next?
They go to the mall and
To go
Axe,
to Radio Shack.
to go to Radio Shack to
Dated
get some
references.
electronics. And
This was
Axe,
written in the 90s.
And Axe causes a bunch of trouble because he can't keep his fucking dick in
Oh
his
my
pants.
God.
What?
He needs to eat everything
yeah.
because he's gone taste mad. He's never had a sense of taste in his life.
Well, because
and he
androids
has
don't have
one
mouths, as they
coffee.
tell you in every book.
Yeah. He has one coffee and he's like, taste!
Am I wrong, or is this not the most hateable Axe could be?
Yes.
Because it's they're trying
Yes.
so hard to not attract suspicion or anything, and Axe is all oh, I am training to be a soldier, and I learned all this shit that you guys don't know because you're just
You
kids.
stupid humans.
Yeah.
Well, and Axe is about the same age as them in Andalite years, but he just is oh, I'm an Andalite, I know so much more than you. But he doesn't know. He thinks he's so great, but he doesn't know. But we don't know him well enough, so we just think he's a fucking asshole.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly. I was
not
getting pretty
endearing
frustrated. Yeah.
His, I'm the alien of the group. You're a sci-fi series, and now I'm your token alien of the group. Oh, we talked about archetypes before. That one's definitely been filled.
Anyway,
but yeah, he
they
freaks
get all
out.
their
Can you imagine
stuff.
Marco being the dude had one coffee. Wait till he tries New York pizza.
I actually can't imagine Marco saying that.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, Axe starts... I forget if he starts unmorphing because he panics,
yeah.
or because his time is running up.
I think he just panics because he doesn't he keeps he talks about how it's unsteady to be on only 2 legs as a human. He misses his extra stalk eyes. So I think he just demorphs because he's freaking out because people are this fucking weirdo kid who's doesn't have any blood going to his brain because he's a gorm is eating all my food. And he's I understand your human prejudices, but he's a gorm.
It's frustrating.
I used the word correctly. Anyway, they end up running into a grocery store to run away from some controllers.
Yeah.
Who
And,
notice that he's a fucking Andalite.
You were confused how nobody noticed them ducking into the lobster tanks. It's because Marco yelled a bomb threat, so everyone else ran out of the grocery store.
How did they not get caught
They
lowering themselves into a fucking lobster
These
tank?
kids do so much fucking shit that makes me so mad. Where it's okay, well, there goes any kind of subtlety. I thought you guys were trying to not get caught.
Yeah.
No, I'm just gonna put a
Like how
fucking
they'll-
beer boy into a lobster tank and stand here.
They'll be oh, don't say shit about our missions on the phone. But then they'll be in the middle of the mall. They'll be hey, have you heard about how the Dork-Bajir and the controllers? And it's come on, guys.
Fuck off. You idiots. You fucking idiots.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Anyways, that's a good point, Brayden. I actually forgot about the bomb threat, but you're right. I mean, that's a flimsy excuse because there would be other people around.
Oh,
People who aren't scared of bombs?
No, people who are running, trying to find the exit, who see the fish department's on the edge of the store. That's where everyone is, right?
Well, probably
It's kinda more towards the
employees would
back
have
of the
taken
doors.
control and be yo, there's a back exit over it. We're humans. We have empathy. It's what keeps us alive.
We're similar to the great ones in that regard.
We
Oh,
are
God.
the great ones.
Wayne Gretzky.
Jesus.
So they morph lobsters. So there's a bomb threat. Nobody sees them morph lobsters, but some lady still ends up buying lobster for dinner.
And we get it's a note that I've been meaning to bring up, but that I've never really found the opportunity to slide into. We get our first example of truly weird horror, Lovecraftian body horror.
Yeah.
And
it's really bad.
Yeah, Mikhail realizes... Marco, sorry.
You're Mikhail.
Marco realizes he's about to be boiled alive. So it describes... Basically, he has no mouth and he must scream.
Yeah.
So he makes himself a mouth, and this woman is treated to a lobster growing a people mouth and screaming...
No, it does say that I didn't have normal lungs or vocal cords yet, so I couldn't make a sound. But I guess I didn't have to. I guess suddenly having lips appear on a lobster was enough to make the woman drop me.
So they tell this woman, and then they're like, it's okay. It's all a dream. Go free those other lobsters.
They're really fucking lucky that she wasn't a controller, because then they would have had to kill someone.
Well,
that is basically the narrative that runs through half the time these kids are in public. Is like, you're very lucky that person wasn't a controller.
Well, Cassie's already had to kill someone. I'm surprised that didn't come up in her book.
No.
She didn't even fucking bother. Like,
she forgot. She was too busy being a squirrel and getting visions. Anyway, how about we space jump a little bit. Mm-hmm. They've got all the stuff from Radio Shack. They got to get the Z-Space transponder, so they break into someone's house to get the Z-Space transponder.
Chapman.
Whose house? Chapman's. Because he's a high-ranking controller that the narrators have already described. Why bother introducing another character into this cluster?
Plus, it's not like these 5 kids haven't suspiciously hung out at night around this house enough
before, you know?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
So, to break into his house, Tobias scoops out. Sorry, Brandon, I'm taking over. He sees that there's, like, black ants that live outside Chapman's house, so they go to Cassie's barn, acquire some ants. Kind of gross. They're like, oh, these bugs are so small that it's the smallest thing they're ever going to morph. Some people wonder, how small can we morph? They morph the ants to crawl into the house.
And we experience probably our second incident of body horror, where they realize they don't have a mind like they do as a human being. They don't have any sort of individuality, and they are essentially automatonized to go hunt food. As Tobias screams at them, guys, you're not... Oh shit, you're lost. Oh, what the fuck? Because they were expecting essentially an easy lay here. Because Jake was all like, oh, I morphed a flea. There's nothing going on there. You don't have to mind. But there's not, it's not just one tiny mind inside of a singular ant that it was easy to overcome. There's one huge mind that they had to, that just destroyed their individuality.
A hive mind, if you will.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they call them I think the word is super organism, where it's an organism that is actually many parts that all work together for the sole purpose of sustaining the whole, as opposed to any kind of individuality. Yeah, it's creepy.
So they crawl through these tunnels. They finally get control of themselves, and they crawl through these tunnels. But they get really creeped out because it smells like...
Because it smells like enemies.
It smells like the enemy.
And they realize, oh, it's other ants. Oh, there's one tiny ant. We're fine. They get inside, they get the transponder, and then they're going out. And they realize, they describe it as, all of a sudden there's more ants. And they are describing immense amounts of damage. Everyone's getting their fucking limbs torn off. They're getting chewed in half. Screams, blood, murder. Just grow! Just fucking grow! We're fucking dead either way! So they grow, they burst out of the ground like goddamn mandrakes. And they're like, holy shit, that was so fucking terrifying.
Right?
Yeah, holy shit.
This is the one episode of, when you go onto the discourse on Tumblr, people will talk about how this is one of those moments in a story that people will talk about forever. the fucking ant
Yeah.
episode. That's just how terrible. Like, people, like, a kid's getting sawed in half. They're screaming about how, oh, he's, like, got my limbs in half. Limbs are being ripped off of them as they're just being swarmed and stung.
That raises the question, how much of their morph do they need to transform back?
Right?
Like, what is the how much of their mass becomes an ant? Like, what's the
science of
so
that?
much of their mass disappears and then reappears, but like it's obviously not a 1-to-1.
The science of that gets explained in a later book, but I feel like as long as they don't die, they can come back.
That shit happens. They have the Z-Space transponder. There's a little bit of a sequence where Rachel gets in a spat with some cunt at school and almost fucking kills her in half. That's right, I said cunt.
Because everybody's exhausted after the ant thing, and some bitch is just like, "Hey, get
Getting
my
up in
seat
Rachel's
in the
face?
cafeteria, bitch."
Okay. You don't have to give her like a voice.
Are you saying you don't like my voice acting skills?
Listen. We did that thing with the gorilla.
We had the intervention.
in unfavorably compared to certain people, and we don't need that voice attached to some random
wimpy
thug.
little white chick. That's what I picture her as, like a shorter version of Rachel.
Yeah. They fight the girl, and Marco gets his eye scratched, and he diffuses the situation by telling a classic Marco joke.
Oh, they got pulled into the vice principal's office.
Yeah.
Chapman.
Yeah. And then afterwards,
Classic
Rachel
Marco
is all
Hoover.
like, "Oh, Marco, never change." And Marco's like, "She doesn't want me to change? What the fuck?" It's at this point we are reminded that Marco does not want. He tells Jake after this that once they get this Yerk ship and send off Axe, this is his last mission.
He's
not
quitting the Animorphs.
because it's going to be in 2 days. It's going to be 2 years, this 2-year anniversary of when his mom died. And if he turns up dead, he doesn't think his dad can take it, and he wants to wrap that shit up.
I mean, that's a pretty legitimate
That's
of course.
reason.
Of course.
That's legit. So with the Z-Space transponder and Axe's
they
alien
use it.
knowledge, they use it to call the bug fighter down.
Yeah, they call the bug fighter. They defeat one of the pilots. They haul in. It was a trap. They are surrounded by Drakon snipers, and they are taken hostage. And Visor 3 brings them up to the mothership.
All the way up in space.
2 seconds before they left for that, Axe foreshadows hard by mentioning, "Oh, Visor 1 is up there. Visor 1 has a human body." And it doesn't explain that. Nobody asks, like, what? Why the fuck does Visor 1 have a human body? Nobody asks that.
Yeah.
And,
Because you think it would be like, Visor 1 would have, like, the ultimate host
even
or
better
something.
than Andalites. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a story reason for why they have a human body.
Yeah, Visor 1 is actually, like, blindingly intelligent and, like, a crazy strategist and all this other shit. Yeah.
It's so very cool. But anyway, so they're like, all right, we're fucked. We're gonna die up here in space. Oh, look, there's Earth through the door of this, like, through the window of this alien spaceship.
Yep.
Holy fuck. They go into the main room where Visor 3 is there and all of his guards.
Yeah. And this is where we learn that different Visors have different personal armies that apparently don't get along. And Visor 1 has gold uniforms, while Visor 3 has red uniforms. And this is the first time we see, apparently, everyone just is fucking naked when they're down on Earth for some reason. Which is like,
because
why?
Visor 3 is leading the attack on Earth. So
Yeah,
it could be just to, like, he doesn't worry about them having uniforms down there.
Is that like a personal rule or a hard ruling? Is Visor 3 a pervert?
Visor 3 is a pervert?
Is Visor 3 a pervert? Is he hey guys, you don't have to wear uniforms on Earth. It's cool.
Is he still that
or is it
British
like
voice
a
that we
hard
had
and
in
fast,
episode
like,
1?
when you're on my planet, you don't wear clothes, got it?
He's like, I'll excuse your incompetence if you take that uniform off.
Yeah.
Baby. Is he basically
I've got a
Austin
hard
Powers?
and fast rule. A very hard.
Is our headcanon that Visser 3 is basically
Is a
like
pervert?
a power-hungry Austin Powers? Because we talked about how we want his, like, if he had a human morph, it would be, like, kind of a British accent. And his, like, thought speak is, like, kind of Britishy, right?
Wouldn't it be like really deep and menacing? Kind of like a
Idris Elba.
yeah, Idris Elba is actually a pretty good choice for that.
It's a deep and strong, powerful voice.
No. Now you're definitely gonna have to do your Idris Elba impression.
Oh, no, I'm not doing an Idris Elba impression. What's my background?
Let's have a dance.
A white wall. You,
Anyways, we're
shut
almost
up.
at the end.
You do not kill with your
Keep
gun.
talking.
You kill with your heart.
I need to read the books. Anyway, so they're up here. They see Visser 3 and he's got his red dudes. They see Visser 1 with their gold
Well,
dudes.
you see the gold dudes, and then
you see
we meet
Visser
Visser 1.
1.
And who do you think it is? Hashtag never found the body. It's Marco's goddamn mom. And Marco. Oh, they're all still in battle morphs.
They're
by the
battle
way.
morph. They're ready to fuck shit up.
Well, they're
Marco's-
not because they want to remain anonymous.
That
Not
too.
because they want to
Axe-
have their bodies
Axe
useless.
stays as an Andalite because he doesn't have a whole lot of morphs yet, and also because Andalite pride, yo.
It's actually probably a better idea to have him as an ant because then like they still have a reinforcement behind like, oh yeah, these guys are Andalites.
These guys are Andalites.
But Visser 3 does point out one point like, hey, why is only one of you talking to me?
Yeah.
And why is it the one who is showing who's an Andalite? And doesn't he even say at one point, like, does he hint or imply that they might not be Andalites? I can't remember. Maybe that was just
I
me.
don't know. I don't think he does. I think he just says like Marco sits down. He sees his mom and he's like, "Fuck," sits down. And Visser 3 is like, "Ha ha! You have startled the humanoid one, Visser 1."
Oh, yeah.
And Visser 1's like, "It's called a fucking gorilla, you imbecile." Ella d'idiota, because she's Spanish. See.
I actually low key like think I would be friends with Visser 1 because she's so like to the point.
She's really. I just love the villain dynamic. Like, Brayden, what happens next?
Okay, so they get put in a cage and they're all like, "Oh no, what do we do? How do we get out of here?" And they're all like, "Marco, we're sorry. We know you wanted to get out of here." And Marco's like, "Fuck all of you. I ain't staying in this shithole no more."
He also tells Jake. Jake is the only one who recognizes, and he tells Jake privately, "Don't tell them. Don't fucking tell them a thing. Don't tell them. Don't tell them."
Don't tell my friends my mom's getting us in trouble, guys.
You guys, I don't want my mom to know I'm in a gang, yo.
Don't tell anybody that's my mom, guys.
I guess we're not in Brooklyn anymore.
Anyway, they're put in a cage and they're planning their escape because Marco's all like beast mode. When suddenly a bunch of gold uniformed Dork-Bajir come in perfect English, unlike the Earth Dork-Bajir, which have weird like
can't
broken
speak English. Maybe they
which
just don't
is
know English.
uncomfortable.
The gold Dork-Bajir have been taking ESL classes.
No, see, here's the real problem. We had an explanation for why the Dork-Bajir couldn't speak proper English,
Yeah.
and it's
They
because
have
they had
fucking beaks.
fucking beaks.
Fucking
So how is it that we've got Morgan Freeman Dork-Bajir?
Oh, I'm
Over
Morgan
here.
Bajir. I'm Morgan Bajirin, and I'm here to tell you that there is political intrigue going down on this here mothership. We
I'll
have
tell
slain
you specifically how to
There's
escape
a one,
the
which
mothership.
is yes. You shall escape the mothership and go back to Earth to embarrass Visser 3. Now, I'm just a Dork-Bajir myself, and I don't get
God
too
damn it.
involved in yucky politics. But, well, business is business, and I got my orders from Visser 1. And they realize, oh, Visser 1's fucking over Visser 3. Audi 5000,
Because
biatch!
Visser 1 is more powerful than Visser 3. So there's like Yerk leaders, and then it goes the Vissers, and then
but if Visser
like,
3 succeeds at taking over Earth, there's definitely a possibility that he'll be numero uno.
Be promoted.
Also, total, like, where's Visser 2 sitting in all this? Is he gonna be like, Visser 1 and Visser 3 are gonna be like, too busy, like, dick slapping each other?
But he's just obsessed with jacking off and eating food.
Yeah.
Because Yerks don't have mouths really either, they're slugs.
And Visser 2's
Wouldn't he be just like an Andalite
gonna
morph?
come out of nowhere and just dick slap them both at the same time to finish the job?
Fuck yeah! The
He's
finale
gonna,
is just Visser 2 coming out and being like, fuck yeah!
He's gonna kick them so hard they come and they run away embarrassed?
Okay.
So,
anyways, we're so close to the end.
Because and Brayden's so close too, if you know what I mean.
Anyway, they escape.
The gold guys
go
help
back to
them
Earth.
escape.
Yeah, they get back to Earth.
Marco
they
says,
go home.
I'm still in this fight. Because now Marco has a personal reason to fight,
Yes.
y'all.
Numero 50. The dealio is finitio. All of them are in it.
In it to win it. Marco wants to save his mom and repair his broken family. Also, so then it's like the last scene of the book is he and his dad are visiting the grave.
Yeah.
And his dad
And
apologizes.
his dad
for
is like,
being-
hey, I have a job now. And he's like, cool, let's play video games.
I'm sorry I was so shitty at being a dad for 2 years while I wept, masturbated to Shaquille O'Neal on ESPN.
Sorry,
Well,
I'm
you had to
buy
struggling not
milk at
only with my
7-Eleven.
wife's death, but my sexuality.
Well, what were you guys doing in the 90s? Because, like, I relate to that.
I was still shitting and eating it in my mom's womb for about 3 years.
I was watching Jurassic Park on repeat. Jurassic Park and Godzilla 99.
Yeah.
I was watching a lot of cartoons. Reading a lot of books.
Okay, I thought that was going to be way funnier for how long you paused. Okay, I feel like we've pretty much hit the end of the episode. They get out, like, with the help of Visser 1's people, blah, blah, blah. I want to
We
hear...
just talked about all this, Mikhail. Did you not hear this?
I zoned out
talked
because
about
you guys interrupt each other so much I can't follow 90% of it. Anyways...
I mean, that's Tessa interrupts me.
Shut up.
Anyways... I want to hear predictions moving forward from here.
Yeah,
Yes.
so look at book 6. Based off of the title, which is the capture, and the picture, what do you think it's going to be about?
Oh my god.
The tagline says, now he's
Okay.
one of them.
What the fuck is this? Like,
He's
look
morphing into his fly.
at the... But what's this pose?
His stupid little pose. Yeah, he's got like one hand on his thigh, one hand kind of up, like he's gonna punch
Is
the
he doing a
ground.
dance
Macarena.
move?
It's like some fucking boot home dance move we would have
Okay,
done
the
in
capture. Somebody gets captured. Okay, so everybody's in it. Everybody's in it to win it. I'm guessing at this point they're gonna shake up the dynamic. They're gonna take out a critical element of the team and make it so that they have to work in a way they've never worked before to get that person back. And I'm guessing it's Jake because
Nice.
It is
Jake
his book.
really the only person who is integral to this team is Jake. Like, he's the one who's calling everyone else is just slapping it between their knees, just waiting for Jake to say come.
Ugh.
the sexual references you're putting on these 13-year-old children makes me so uncomfortable.
14.
13.
No. Because they say they have a picture of Rachel's 12th birthday
No, of her
a
10th
few
birthday.
years ago.
Of her 10th birthday.
Well, I don't give a fuck.
You guys know that I've had,
13.
like, the police are actually conferenced in on this, so... And it's filed under, like,
Police.
monthly
Good to
Megan's Law
see you.
outposts.
Yeah, nothing to say about those Trayvon jokes, though, huh?
Oh, that's gonna get edited out. The cop's white anyways. I'll edit that out, too.
Well, wait, now that's pretty hilarious. Like, come on, that's actually one of the more clever things I've ever said. And also
To be fair,
loaded with
it-
political implications.
It was an accident. Marco morphed into a gorilla, and there was... Fuck off. Jesus.
Are you trying to excuse something,
I mean,
Mikhail?
you don't have to
It was
keep-
an accident, Mikhail?
You know what? You can't say shit these days without someone getting upset. Where's the white power day? No, okay, I'm not going to go into that.
Mikhail, you're not even white!
I know, that's the best part. Oh, wait. I might be.
Oh, you bitch, I might be.
You know what? Let's just make it canon right now. We're all Blasian.
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 Nice.
I don't feel
With some white thrown in just so we can feel a little bit guilty.
Yeah, it's called cock Blasian.
Oh god, this is the episode that gets us kicked off of the Tumblr Animorphs fandom. Because it's just too inappropriate.
This is probably a good note to finish on, as we are now descending into racist and sexist jokes. Next week, in our bi-weekly episode of Live from the Gardens, we're going to be talking about the specific details of the wonderful lobster, the American lobster, and the garden black ant, or the black garden ant. I can't remember how it's ordered there. Which are obviously the two main morphs from this book, which was Animorphs number 5, The Predator. Until next week, my name is Mikhail, the host.
I'm Tessa, the expert.
And I am Brayden, and I am the egg, the tiniest egg. Which one am I in this pile of eggs? You don't know, they look the same.
Why is it always eggs with you?
I mean, it's probably the easiest metaphor to make from, like, you know, new birth, birthy Nunez, Robert Nunez.
Okay, this has been Fanimorphs, the Dork-Bajir Chronicles.
Robert
Goodbye.
Kirkman.
We'll see you next
Back
week.
forever.
I love you guys. Bye.
If you're looking for more Fanimorphs content, you can find us on SoundCloud, Facebook, and Twitter. Just search for Fanimorphs, the Dork-Bajir Chronicles. Brought to you by
Collective Legacy.
a podcast network.